Alright, so we have the initial track set up. Got our double there, our bank turn into a single. We've got our rumble here, back around this corner, back over to our triple. Banked corner, back over to a single jump. Another single right here. And back over to the beginning where our tabletop is at. So we'll go ahead and see how the truck does and try to find the weak spots. Alright, I've got my FTX Zorro, it's stock, and I've got a 2S LiPo in it. And we'll go ahead and do a run around the track and see where the worst spots are. The tabletop works really well. Of course, the singles are easy. Those are pretty functional. This triple right here is where you can often land this second spot right here, but making all three is almost impossible unless you have 8 scale brushes. This turn is also very tight right here. This is pretty much fine. The tabletop works really, really well. This double with the trees right over here is not, if you carry enough speed through it, it's fine, but that's a little tricky too. This rumble strip, I've tried it and some other people have tried it and they don't like it. And the main thing is it's just a little too deep. I use some corrugated siding, steel siding, and it's just a little bit too aggressive for these little guys. I'm going to widen this turn out more, just bring it out farther and then back around so there's more room for the jump. I think what I need to do with this triple over here, flatten this third jump out a little bit more, flatten that down more, and make this first jump a little more aggressive. Okay, so what we're going to do here, this is the end of the triple jump. So instead of this being such a hairpin, we're actually going to bring it out here and then do a 180 here. That'll be the outside edge right there. I think that'll work. I think that'll work a lot better. There's really too much room here for the speed that I have kind of limited this jump to. So basically it'll just come out here, back around, and then over into the single, which is, it's a tiny jump, so it's easy. Not an issue for a two-wheel drive. Alright, so we're going to flatten this guy out a little bit more, take some of that dirt and put it on this double over here, because this one actually, it works really well. It just needs a little more lift right at the end, and you can see the dark area where I put some, because on one side you could easily clear it, the other side it was a little too flat, so putting that little raised section right at the end helps that truck hop. So that's one thing I've seen on these jumps. You can obviously leverage the suspension of the trucks. They kind of bounce a little bit, so if you put a tiny little lip on the end of a jump, it makes a huge difference. So when you're designing your ramps, you want them to kind of have a bit of a kind of that profile, kind of a little raised ridge right near the tip of the ramp, and that will help that truck kind of leap. If it's too aggressive, if it's almost like a pyramid shape, it tends to make the truck kind of nosedive. You can manipulate the truck a little bit. If it's a four-wheel drive, you can straighten it out in the air, but you don't want to have, you know, a ramp like that that just makes the truck want to nosedive. So let's go ahead and work on that. Alright guys, there's the progress for today. Widened the triple out, every one of them by about a foot or more. Pulled this crest a little closer so that, and since this is now a little higher, you might be able to make it on a 2S. Raised the crest on this as well, so now it's a cinch to get over it. Filled in the rumble strip a little bit more so that's not so jarring. And here's our new curve. So now it's going to curve out, go around here, back over to our single right here. Widen the single by about 2 feet since you're now potentially facing it from this direction over here. You want to make sure you can still see that. And that is it for today. The last thing to do is to widen out this main straight right here. So we're going to just bump it out a little bit here and back over so that this little section will be passable.